So it's not quite Friday. It's not even Thursday or Wednesday, but it is Tuesday, and I'm going to record tonight because I have the privilege and pleasure to spend my evenings with my cute grandbaby. So we are just going to be filming quite early in the week, and then we will upload so that we can spend Friday night together. So welcome to Friday, or Friday on a Tuesday, and we are going to start this next little candy medley here. So I got a new pen because they were having a sale on them at Walmart, and I was like, sale means a good time to stock up. So I haven't put the other end in because I just got home. It was a busy day at work, and then we had a team dinner. And then the freeway that I take from the office to my house, there was a semi rollover. I think it was 4 hours ago, and traffic is still backed up. They don't anticipate clearing it for another, I think it's another hour, well, actually I was thinking it is an hour. Might be a half hour at this point. So we're just decompressing now. Dinner was great. I have this awesome experience to share. We went to a restaurant that I've never been to before. I actually don't even think I can pronounce the name of it. And it is a Mexican restaurant. It was so good. So good. There were a lot of menu items. The server, her name was Valentina. I can remember that because she was like, you can just call me Val. And I said, nope, I can remember your name because there's a drag queen that shares the same name. And she is legendary. So I can say Valentina. Valentina. Anyway, she did a great job of leading us through the menu. We did a bunch of starters and then just jumped right in. She was describing, and okay, in all honesty, it could simply be I am unfamiliar with this cut of meat. I mean, in some ways, like, I've heard of it and I feel like I've made it, but I've never made one that was like this. So there was this dish that was essentially short ribs with spaghetti on it. Now, I love spaghetti. Like, I totally love spaghetti. And obviously, it's a Mexican restaurant. It's not going to have a lot of pasta choices. But it did have this one. So immediately, like, it's a creamy mushroom sauce that the spaghetti is in. And she said the meat is roasted and cooked so long that it just falls off the bone. So when you take your fork into the pasta, you go through the pasta into the meat and it just falls off the bone. So you naturally get a bite, some meat in every bite. I was like, that sounds delicious. Totally sign me up for it. And it was great. We had our appetizers. Now, it could be that we were there early, and as I mentioned, there was this terrible traffic jam. So it could be that they might typically be busy at this time. But, it's Tuesday, as I mentioned, no illusion that I'm filming this on Friday. And it was 5:30. So pretty early for people to have dinner. Y'all, I fully embrace the early bird special. I am under no illusion that you can't have dinner until 6 or 7. I would be awful in Europe. I know they don't eat until later. That is not my style. I want to eat early so that I would say go to bed early. That's a lie. Probably before I started diamond arting, I would say, so I could go to bed early. But now it's so I have even more time to diamond art before I have to go to bed. And I will stay up on Friday nights till 2 in the morning diamond arting. So, okay, back to the story. So we have our appetizers. Again, delicious. And not even, I was shocked how fast our mains started coming out. So I am there. There's a total of 8 of us. It's 3 women, 5 men, and the guy across from me ordered the short rib, and it comes out on this enormous platter. And we are looking at the server going, are you kidding? And just laughing like, oh my gosh, this could feed the whole table, blah, blah, blah. And then they put another plate next to that one. Like, we are having to clear off everything to make space for all this. Again, just like, wow, that's, I can't imagine that would feed me for a whole week. And so, it's impressive. It is impressive. And then they come back and they have another one. And I notice as it's coming around that there is spaghetti piled on top of this meal. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that is going to be mine. Please tell me that is not mine, because I think I'm the only one here who got this dish. And then they put it in front of me, and the whole table just busts out laughing, because I can totally own that I eat the worst crap. Like, if it doesn't have maybe your entire daily amount of sugar in the one serving, I typically don't eat it. So I'm looking at this, and my coworker at the other end of the table says, no lie, if you can eat that entire thing, I will buy you your body weight in nerd gummies, because I love them. It's what I eat. I go through an insane amount of them. Actually, once I went on the cruise, I had this huge like Costco bag of them that I took with me on the cruise, and I hardly ate any of it. So it seemed to not totally break my habit, but mellow it out. Let's see, that was maybe a little over a month ago, 5 weeks. I don't quite think we're 6 weeks, but we're coming up on it. Oh, actually, I think when this is uploaded, it will be 6 weeks since I went on the cruise. I just finished that bag. And again, that's impressive because I would go through, let's say, a regular bag that they serve in the store, not like at the candy checkout, but the regular bag. I would go through one of those a day. Is that right? Yeah, that's probably right. And so for him to say, I will buy you your body weight in that, I want to say is both impressive and not impressive at the same time, because I probably buy that myself and go through it every other month. So, yeah. So I look at them and I'm like, there's no way. I can tell you because I enjoyed some of the appetizers. We had this great queso fundido, and we also there was a roasted cauliflower with this incredible corn and some sauce over it. So good. And so I knew, and not only did it have this huge piece of meat and the pasta, but then it had on the side this like large piece of bread. And I was like, I don't have a chance. So I did not accept the offer, even though I don't think it was an offer. I'm pretty sure I had 4 bites, but they were what I feel like were hefty bites. They were full of both pasta and meat, and I ate 4 bites of the bread and went, yep, I'm done. That is all I can do. It was amazing, incredible, delicious, mouth-watering, every single thing. And when they came back around, because initially, Valentina had said, is there anything I can get you? And just as I saw it, I was like, yeah, a to-go box, because we all know that I'm in no way going to be able to eat all this. So when she brought my to-go box, after making what felt like a concerted effort, I was like, I honestly don't think this is going to fit in this box. Thankfully, it all fell off the bone, so I didn't have to try to fit the bone in too. But yeah, maybe if I can figure out how, I will attach a picture of this, and this picture will be after I ate. After I ate it. So keep that in mind. My coworkers kind of laughed because I was like, well, this will feed me for the rest of the week. There's simply no way. And it was heavy. When I got it in the box and closed the lid and picked it up, I was like, this thing is still heavy. I handed it to my boss and said, tell me this wasn't a big meal. He's like, oh no, it was a huge meal. His was also this gorgeous short rib and this was not the one that we initially laughed at his coming out. His had this beautiful, rich red sauce. I thought if I ate that and was wearing white, it most likely I would have left wearing a red polka dotted shirt because it was sloppy but beautiful, and everybody loved every single thing they got. There wasn't anybody who left hungry, obviously. We only had one guy who was able to clean his plate, which tells you the portions are not small. My other coworkers talked about how if they brought their teenage boys, they would have been able to clean their plates, eating that whole short rib. And I have no doubt. I've had teenage boys. I know what they eat. So, yeah, that's where I just came from. I ended up taking it, I carpooled with my coworker, and we were taking some of the others back towards the office because they're staying in a nearby hotel. And who they originally came with, it was the opposite of direction. And so we were like, we have to go that way. We carpooled. So we'll just bring you back. But, okay, there was a point to that. Oh, so, sorry, you get to put up with that. I hate my older memory and inability to think of where I'm going. But I left it at the office. Like my coworkers, I was like, you guys have to see this meal. And this is after I ate. This isn't that I just got it and I didn't want anything. It was that, that I just was absolutely full. Hang on. Okay. I'm sure you could probably hear my son in the background talking about dinner. I just got home. I believe I mentioned that. And he was like, hey, there's dinner in the fridge. Not needing food. Probably don't need food for a while. So yeah, it was incredible. And then it took my husband, when he came home, I think it took him 45 minutes to get home. And when I was coming home, sorry, I have to look at what color I'm going to do. It was down to 37 minutes. But I'm not going to make you sit through the length of my commute. That would just be mean. Yeah, this is when I realized there are not a lot of options. We have some side roads when there's a major shutdown on the freeway, but they fill up so fast that you really have to debate which is worse, getting stuck on the side roads or just crawling along the freeway. Today, I actually thought it might be faster to take the side roads by the time I was coming home, because my husband came home around rush hour, or he left the office around then. Actually, was it? It might not. It might have been around 4:30. So close. But I know the accident had already happened by then. And, I thought, okay, well, the side roads would have been busy when he was driving. Perhaps. Maybe not. But I didn't think they'd be busy by the time I was coming home. But when we mapped it out, it still was faster to do the freeway than the side roads. So that's what I did. And I just decided in advance, I was like, let's make some decisions about what to listen to and enjoy. But I just had a mindset of there's nothing you can do. So sit back, relax, people watch, sort of, while you're watching the road. Don't want to people watch too much. Although there was at one point a guy in the lane next to me who had not just his phone, like I record on my phone camera, nothing fancy. This guy had a full, okay, now I can't remember what they're called, a full camera out that he was like he was filming while he was driving. And I thought, you do not have a passenger that is filming while you are driving. You, sir, are driving while you are holding this camera up. I was like, that might be taking the relaxed part a little too long. I also was thinking I have to film when I get home because, as I mentioned, I have commitments in the evenings. But I was not going to film. Okay, let's be honest. It would be a little challenging to hold a camera while I was doing something on my lap while I was driving. That just sounds a little ridiculous. So, yeah, I get the multitasking. That seemed to be a little too far for me. But I also thought, okay, what I want to do when I get home is diamond art. And I get to diamond art. I also get to tell you all about the delicious food and my fun experience and get to do it all at the same time. So that's good. And I'm totally fine with that. Now, I am very excited. I'm on the last 2 sections of Child of God. I think it's by Claudia McKinney. It is so beautiful. So very, very beautiful. And I can't wait to share that on. I was hoping I could have it done for my Friday finish this week. I don't think that's going to happen. It's just too late in the evening by the time I wrap this up. I honestly will. I don't know if I have time to even get it ready and scheduled for upload, but I don't know that I'll finish it, which is fine. I don't have to have something finished every week. And you know what? I will actually, maybe I'll take this over because I think during some nap times I would be able to help out or to bring this out and work on it. So even though my theme for the last few posts has been flowers, I love flowers. I am terrible at growing them, but I love them. And this is not a flower, but it is just as beautiful and colorful. So we'll do a Shakespearean sort of flower by any other name. I think it's, isn't that a rose by any other name? And we'll just say candy. Candy is also, flowers are sweet. So is candy. Well, I think that's going to be my post. So I will do that. Oh, and no, tomorrow's Wednesday. It was like, oh my gosh, and today is Wednesday, which means another post, but that's not true. Today is Tuesday. I've only said it how many times, but that's okay. Oh, the thing that is great, because my bestie listens to this, she was the first person I thought of when I saw that short rib. She and I had talked earlier this week about a roast and an expectation of what a roast might look like, and how what we see in our mind isn't necessarily the reality of things. So when I was thinking short rib, I had a very different image in my mind. So I thought of her for 2 reasons. First, I was like, oh, that goes along with our roast conversation. And second, oh my gosh, she would love this so much. It was juicy and fatty and fell off the bone. And it was perfect. It was perfect for her. So you and I will have to find some time to go so I can introduce you to what was an incredible meal. So we'll have to schedule some time for that because, well, plus, I don't know, she and I go to lunch together every week. I don't know if this would be on their lunch menu, because I'm guessing it has to cook all day. And I don't know if they cook it like all night. I'll have to look into it so I can find out. It's also a little pricier than our typical lunch fare, so we might have to save it for a very special occasion. Or maybe we just make it a date night and we take everybody there and have a glorious evening. And let me just finish up this color. Oh, shoot, I missed. See, I was busy chatterboxing and I missed this section, but that is okay. We will just put this back. So that was M. I just did N. Whoops. And I will bring the M back out. And we'll just wrap up that one row. And then I think, I was going to say we will do a short version tonight, but that's not true. Last week was a shorter one. This one was the length of my usual commute. Again, I'm not going to make you sit and suffer through. And then, yeah, I get to enjoy my sweet little one every evening this week, and I'm looking forward to it. I got to sit in the back seat with her. We went and introduced her to her great grandpa, which is my dad. He is 94. And so I got to sit in the back seat with her and take some darling videos. She is learning to blow raspberries, and it is so cute. And so it is anything but a sacrifice to sit with her. But all right, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And even though it is not the rest of the week for you, it will be. So I hope you have an amazing week after your fabulous weekend. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for being incredible people. I hope the world is treating you well. I hope you recognize that you are good and you are doing your best. And that is all we can ask. And until next week, see you then. Bye.